Let's talk about something incredible happening in Egypt. They are in the middle of a full-blown water revolution. And what they're doing is completely rethinking something we all take for granted, rainwater. They're literally turning a destructive threat into a national treasure, creating these new, hidden rivers right under their cities and deserts.
So, how do you even do that? I mean, how do you turn a destructive flood into a source of life? It all comes down to a huge shift in perspective. Instead of just seeing torrential rain as a problem to deal with, what if you saw it as a solution to water scarcity? That one little change in thinking is what's driving this entire massive transformation.
And to really get just how big of a change this is, we've got to compare the old way of doing things with this new vision. Because believe me, the difference is night and day. It's a shift from seeing rain as a costly burden to seeing it as a genuine blessing.
Okay, so it all starts with the mindset. The old way of thinking, rainwater is basically trash. It's a problem. It floods the streets. You just need to get rid of it as fast as possible. But the new system, it completely flips that script. It says, hey, wait a minute. Every single drop of that water is a valuable resource. It's an asset we should be collecting. Now, that new mindset has to be backed up by some seriously smart engineering. You see, in the traditional system, there's just one network of pipes, so that clean rainwater that falls from the sky, it immediately gets mixed in with raw sewage. Gross, right? Well, the game changer here is separation. They're building a totally separate, dedicated network just for rainwater, which means it stays clean, it stays pure, and it's actually usable. And the results of these two systems? Well, they could not be more different. The old way leads to overwhelmed networks, flooded streets, and super expensive water treatment to clean up that contaminated mess. The new way, though, it unlocks a brand new supply of clean water that's ready to go, and it saves a ton of money in the process. All right, so that's the theory, that's the vision. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty and see how this revolution is actually being engineered on the ground in two completely different environments. First up, we're heading to the coastal city of Alexandria. Now, as a major port city, it's on the absolute front lines of climate change. And that's exactly why it's getting a complete infrastructure overhaul. It's basically becoming the flagship model for this entire national strategy. And let me tell you, the commitment is real. We're talking about a colossal investment here. 6 billion Egyptian pounds. A number that big tells you this isn't some small side project. This is a top national priority. They are all in. And in practice, the system is just ingenious. The rainwater is collected right from the city streets. From there, it's channeled into canals, like the Mumuya Canal. And then, it flows directly out to irrigate the New Delta project, which is this huge agricultural plan to boost Egypt's food security. It's a perfect loop, from a puddle on a city street to a farmer's field. But what's so cool about this strategy is that it's not just for big cities. Now we're going to see how it's being adapted for a totally different landscape, the arid desert region of Marsa Matrouh. Out here, you can imagine every single drop of water is beyond precious. So the strategy is different. Here, it's about building hundreds of smaller dams, wells, and reservoirs tucked away in the valleys. These are designed to capture that rare but super intense rainfall. And that captured water becomes a lifeline, providing drinking water, supporting crops, and watering livestock. It's a direct, tangible improvement to people's daily lives. Okay, so building all this new plumbing is one thing. That's half the battle. But managing it all when a crisis actually hits, that requires a whole different kind of engineering, a digital one, designed to coordinate a super fast, unified response when the floods come. And at the very heart of this response is the NAS, the National Emergency Network. You can think of it as the digital brain of the whole operation. It's this one single platform that connects everybody, the police, ambulances, civil protection, so that they can all work together seamlessly when an extreme storm hits. And the key to making it all work? Simplicity. For citizens, there's only one number you need to remember: 112. That's it. Anyone can report an emergency, and that one call instantly triggers a coordinated response from the entire network. I mean, when every second counts, that kind of simplicity is a lifesaver. And the secret sauce that powers this whole system is 4G technology. Yeah, it provides instant, secure communication, which is great, but its real superpower is that it's predictive. By analyzing data, the system can actually figure out where the high-risk zones are going to be and send crews out proactively. It lets them get ahead of the crisis before it even peaks. But of course, technology is just a tool.
Its real power comes from the people using it. You've still got the police and civil protection forces out there on the front lines, directing traffic, helping people who are stranded. What the NAS network does is it acts like a force multiplier. It amplifies their efforts, making them way more responsive and effective. So when you put it all together, the innovative infrastructure, the advanced technology, and that coordinated human response, what you end up with is basically a blueprint for a much more resilient future for Egypt.
And the impact is just incredible. This strategy is a true two-pronged victory. At the same time, it's protecting cities from the very real impacts of climate change, while also creating a brand new water source to fuel massive agricultural projects like the New Delta. It's the definition of a win-win, turning a climate threat into a huge development opportunity.
You know, Egypt's example is just a powerful reminder for all of us that what we often see as a problem can actually become a vital resource if we just shift our perspective a little bit. And it leaves you with a really important question. What other hidden resources are our own cities completely ignoring right now?
تعيشي حرة يا بلادي في كل الأزمنة، ووقت لما تحتاجينا احنا دايما هنا. لا مرة حسيت بخوف وقد الظروف مفيش أي قوة تهزنا. لو حتى تاخدي مني روحي دي روحي هينة، وهو ايه في الدنيا أغلى من مصر عندنا؟ شهيد يسلم شهيد وشعبك عنيد وشرطة قوية في ظهرنا. يا مصر ياللي شمسك لا يمكن تغيب، أنا جنبك تملي ومنك قريب. أنا اديلك عينيا وقد المسؤولية، وشرطة شعب احنا ايدنا واحدة عالغريب. في كل جيل بطل تملي شايل اسمها، وكل ليل بيجي بعد منه فجرها. دي كانت زمان وبلدي بالتاريخ من بعد